Hey folks, it's Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be steroids, painkillers, and weed and MMA. This was a video requested by Ockblind on YouTube, and here's the question. I would really like to hear your thoughts on steroids and other substances used in MMA like painkillers or weed like Nick Diaz. As always, I like to start off with the ultimate wisdom. Ask the deeper question first. Get the ultimate wisdom. Here's what Lao Tsu said. Because he does not compete, he does not meet competition. And again, that was by Lao Tsu. When he says he's talking about the sage or wise person. Person knows how to live optimally. So the ultimate wisdom is you shouldn't be competing in the first place. What I like to say is competition is when two fools meet each other. Because basically what happens in a competition, somebody wins, somebody loses, and both of you get hurt in one way or another. So, and you may say, well, I don't know about that. You know, all the champions UFC, they don't look like fools to me. Don't get me wrong. They're talented fools, but they're fools nonetheless. Because basically, if you watch people who do compete and you watch how they live their lives out, a lot of times it don't turn out too good for them when they're older. You know, like I said before, nobody's ever really happy that they fought when they were younger when they're older. So, you know, I have a stepdad who played professional tennis, and I'll be honest with you, man, I've only known him for 20-some years, and his knee, his ankles and arches in his feet, man, just destroyed. I mean, do you want to trade 20 years of your life for a little glory when you're young? I mean, he's probably more than that. You know, he's lost so much quality of life. It's unbelievable. But anyway, and this is something too. If you really want to see what's the best way to live your life, go look at old people and ask them how they live their life. Don't even have to be questioning what you're trying to do, and just watch how they live their life, and then look at their circumstances now, and you'll start seeing how they really live your life. So anyway. And this whole thing's really about drugs in one form or another, so I have to point out the ultimate wisdom. The greatest drug is questions. It's not a substance that you put in your body. It's a question you put in your mind that helps free your mind, your spirit. That's the things that's the real drugs. You'll be amazed at the experiences you'll have by asking simple questions. And the experience you have won't be an experience that degrades you in some way. It will be an experience that enlightens you in some way or another. Okay. Got the ultimate wisdom stuff out of the way. Now let's talk about the real question. Or the lesser question. Steroids. Steroids is focusing on body over mind and spirit. So if you look at all the UFC champions, they're not necessarily the biggest bulked up people like Anderson Silva, BJ Penn, you know, GSP may be questionable. He's sort of bulked up a little bit. And Machida, I mean, they're not like weightlifters, you know what I'm saying? They're really smart guys. What makes them champions is what's between their ears, not what's below their ears. Don't get me wrong, the body is necessary, and I don't want to say that it's not, because obviously Stephen, I'm probably going to get this name, Hawkins, you know, he's not going to be an MMA fighter, you know, the physicist. Might be saying it wrong. But anyway, so the focus on steroids is a person who's focused on body stuff and this and that, and really it probably hasn't found a good balance between the mind, body, and spirit, and the focus is too much on body. And so, you know, and I guess too, you know, you say steroids, you're trying to get over the physical pains of your training, but then I would say, why are you training that hard that you're getting so many injuries? And, you know, why do you want to beat yourself down in the gym where you have no fight left in the octagon? So, I mean, maybe I got that wrong on some aspects, but nonetheless, steroids is focusing on body over mind and spirit, and it's the exact opposite. Painkillers. Confucius said this: "He who conquers himself is the greatest warrior." And so my point is, if you're gonna be in the octagon, you're gonna deal with another person. You're gonna deal with something. Well, why not when you're outside the octagon? Do you not carry that same mentality with you to deal with the pain? Why do you not sit with the pain? You know, all pain, really pain stems from ego. It flourishes up from ego, and basically, it's about. Let me back up because I'm losing track on it. Basically, you deal with pain. You look at it, you feel it, you experience it. You don't run from it. Don't get me wrong. Some pain you might need some inflammation killers like ibuprofen to heal it up right. But nonetheless, You should be paying attention to it, learning what that pain has to tell you, what that pain has to tell you about your training, what that pain has to tell you about the way you perceive the pain, how you deal with pain. Do you run from it? Do you cry? Do you whine? Or do you actually deal with it? And if you can't deal with the pain, you don't need to get in the sport to begin with, because all sports leads to pain. Where I work out at is a physical therapy place. When I see the kids play sports, and then after I see them play sports, they're always in there in the physical therapy get worked on. That stuff's gonna come back big time. So again, you don't need to be competing anyway. If you can't deal with pain, you have no business being in MMA whatsoever, or any sport really. So it's short-sighted if you're gonna do it and you don't expect a lot of pain. Okay, weed. I mean, in my opinion, weed is not a sports enhancer. I mean, I've never smoked it. I've been around some people who smoked it, and I haven't seen anybody like, woohoo! Let's jump some fences. Let's do something big. Like, man, let's just chill out a little bit, you know. So to me, I would want my opponent smoking weed. I would actually say that I don't know. I would want all my opponents to smoke weed. So I guess really this goes into the deeper question: why do people indulge in drugs anyway? And basically, it's to, maybe not all cases, but a lot of it's trying to escape reality. And the whole point of the stuff that I'm doing on this Following the Way of Growth, it's all about getting deeper into reality. It's not about running from anything, you know. And really, in some ways it's hypocritical, or seems very contradictory to me anyway. That people want to be MMA fighters, but they don't want to deal with everything. Well, that's the whole point of you're trying to deal with everything your opponent's throwing at you. You know what I'm saying? And if you think your opponent's tough, you wait until old age comes. Old age is a merciless opponent, and so you're going to have to deal with everything. So I don't know. Maybe that's what you wanted to hear. Maybe that's what you wanted to hear from me. But anyway, that's all I really have to say on it. Basically, drugs is escape from reality, and you shouldn't be trying to escape it. You should be digging deeper into reality, not running. Anyway, until the next video, later, folks.